Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We are now live, thank God. I'm here to tell you there's nothing like the fun of getting ready for a show, having done, hundreds, over 1,000, almost 2,000 shows now. And then realizing something isn't working right at the last second, right at the last moment before you launch, and in the adrenaline dump that you get, and the stress and the strain and the colorful language you invent. It's just part and parcel of doing a show. But we got it sorted out. Everything's working. It was the chat that was all screwy, but we got it all figured out. So that is good. And it is Saturday, and what a night it is so far. But it's a kind of a special night, folks, because debuting as a co-host here on the show is our very own good friend, longtime part of the family anyway, and several time guest of the podcast. But he's here in the navigator chair. He's going to help me drive the episode, and I'm speaking, of course, of our very own good friend and mod and admin and the brains behind the question of the week himself, Mr. Chucky Danger. What the hell did I do? Hold on. I did something wrong. I don't even know how that one's up. I don't even know. But there, go ahead, Chucky. Welcome to the show, brother.
All right. Time to be in the hot seat.
You're in it. It's you. And I don't know why the hell my face keeps popping up. But I'd like a lot less of that.
There we go.
It is. I mean, it's up and down. I don't understand. I'm sorry about that. I got the Zoom update is just...
Something funky's going on.
Yeah, the Zoom update is just giving me a God-blessed stroke. And it's just absolutely pissing me off because it's okay. Update your software. Make it better, but don't reinvent the goddamn wheel. It's like, why? Sorry, I'm just venting. Chucky, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing a lot better than I was earlier.
Yeah.
There was a pretty big solar flare today and had one heck of a migraine, but it is a lot better now.
Well, good. And it's probably just that portal magic working on you, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We'll go with that. So you're going to have to talk a lot so it keeps your camera on. It's some reason it's defaulting to like whoever the hell's talking, and I don't have my
no.
Yeah, so my face pops up in your place sometimes too. And so the more you talk, the more you're on screen, brother.
We're going to have to figure that one out because that's weird.
It's dumb. It's just dumb. And it didn't even do this with Sheldon last night. So I don't know
it didn't.
why it just suddenly decided
so
that.
Strange.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world of technological nightmares. But yeah, anyway, sorry about that, folks.
Just a shape-shifting trickster over here.
God, Chucky, you look just like me. There you go. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're made the journey and opted to be a part of the show tonight. Of course, you've been doing the question of the week forever and doing a hell of a job at it too, by the way. I really appreciate all that you've done and all of the energy and unique ideas that you brought to the table there. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun asking some of these questions because some of them I generally just want to ponder and throw out there to the community.
Yeah. Isn't it bizarre how this group of incredible people that are part of our Discord community just come from these really unique places, and just like so many times when I've read those answers, I've been like, wow, I never would have thought of that in a million years. Do you find yourself thinking that too?
Yeah, exactly. Some answers are like so thoughtful and like well put out, and you get a whole different angle that you never even considered before.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. But now you're going to help me drive the whole episode. So I don't know about you, but that's exciting.
It is. Yeah, let's do this.
How long you been listening to the show, Chucky? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, geez. It must have been since like 2020, 2021, something like that.
Yeah, you've been with me for a long time. I know that. How did you ever find the show, by the way? I'm just curious.
Through Sasquatch Chronicles.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. So you heard that when I was on there? Okay.
I did, yes. And that was kind of where I started with everything. I got introduced into podcasts, and I was told to listen to an X-Men episode of some random podcast.
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't really interested in fiction. So I'm like, well, what do I really like to listen to? And I remembered watching Monster Quest growing up.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, well, let's see if there's Bigfoot podcasts. I don't know what a podcast is, so I'm gonna find something Bigfoot. And so I type in Bigfoot podcast, and I get Sasquatch Chronicles come up at the top, and I dove into that, and that's kind of where I branched out from.
Oh, cool. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you found your way here and became a part of my community because it's just been you've been a godsend in a lot of ways, and of course you've been a good friend for a long time too, and it's just been a pleasure knowing you. So thanks for being so much a part of what we're doing here, man.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Nor would I, or no, nor will I. So you're not allowed to go anywhere, by the way. So
Not happening.
just so you know, yeah, it's like
Ride or die.
the portal's like the Roach Motel of the paranormal. You can check it out, but you can't leave. You can never leave.
Yeah.
The Hotel California.
You don't want that kind of raid.
No, not at all. No. Absolutely. There's a few raids I don't want, and that's one of them. The other one is law enforcement, but they'd be exceptionally bored if they did, because I'm really an uninteresting person otherwise. But tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be going on an investigation, and I just want you guys to know that it will be at the Ryan Hotel in Wallace, Idaho. It's a mountain town about 2 hours from here, and I'm going to be meeting up with Mr. Charles Howard Johnson tomorrow night. Watch for some live streams, and if you're a member of the channel, get ready for an extra live stream and being part of the investigation for a little bit longer. So that's coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing that. Otherwise, there's a few other things coming up that I want you to know about and be aware of, and I've been talking about it at the beginning of every show lately, because I really want to meet you guys. I really want the chance to get together, to connect, to have a chance to say thank you in person for all the love and support you've given me in the show. And the first place that I'm going to be is here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Phenomenon. It's in Vernal, Utah, from September 3rd through the 6th. Several day events. It's just an exceptional laundry list of people that will be there. As you can see, Georgie Tsoukalos will be there. He's the crazy Ancient Aliens guy. I love that guy. I loved watching Ancient Aliens back in the day, and
Oh, me too.
yeah. So Georgie's going to be there. Of course, George Norrie's going to be there, which is cool because I've talked to George a whole bunch through interviews and messaging and stuff. But it'll be neat to meet him in person. So he's going to be there. George Knapp, Nick Pope, William Henry, Dr. Maria Mayer of Expedition Bigfoot, Travis Taylor from Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, and the entire cast. Thomas Winterston will be there, Eric Bard, etc. Jack Osborne is going to be there, which is really cool. Again, all of our hearts go out to the family and the recent passing of Ozzy, but I'm really impressed that he's going to make that work so soon after. But there's just an incredible array of people going to be there, and I hope you can be there, everybody. So if you can be in the neighborhood in Vernon, Utah, please do, because I'm going to be there, and it would be great to meet you. The other one that I'm going to be doing, and I should have pulled this up, but I was troubleshooting a chat worry. There it is. I got to pull this up because this one is coming up next. After Phenomenon, I will be appearing at the end of September. Not the end, but the later part of September at this event that I'm trying to resize quickly and put on the screen. This is the Crossing Realms Conference, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the conference that's being hosted by Blondes and the Booze, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, Texas Front Porch. The whole family, the whole island of Misfit Toys is going to be there. And I'm going to be there as well. And this is happening in the Eagleton Civic Center in Richmond, Missouri. So if you can make it there, if that's more of a central location, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be driving over 21 hours of road fun for me, but I'm doing it for the love of an opportunity to meet all of you, as well as the entire Isle of Misfit Toys. I've not met them in person either, so it's just going to be really cool and to hang out with Tex and the boys. So I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be coming up on, what was the dates on this one again? I want to make sure I get it right, because I always screw this up. It looks like it's Friday, September 19th through the 20th. It looks like the 19th and 20th. So, yeah, there's a lot of wonderful things going on. So I'll be there. There's a whole host of people, and I'm even a special guest. Can you believe it? Where am I on this list? Wait, maybe I'm supposed to be on here. Oh, there I am. Brent Thomas, Paranormal Portal, folks. Woohoo! I got number 2 on the special guests. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'll be there. And then to close out my whole journey of shows and things that I'm doing, well, there's one more that I know of now. There might be another one that I'm going to look at adding in earlier in October, but we'll see. But the other one that I'm going to do is, I think I got to go back to my main screen here because that's where the image is. But I'm going to be here October 24th at the Barrel House Z in Weymouth, Massachusetts, because I'm hanging out with the Hometown Ghost Stories guys. We're doing a live event on that day, so I'm really excited for that as well. I'll be doing a live presentation there, and hopefully meeting you guys. That's on the East Coast, so I'm spreading it out as much as I can, and I'd love to meet you guys. If it's possible for you to be in any of these, please do. I know you can go to Eventbrite and find tickets for the Crossing Realms conference and also for the Hometown Ghost Stories conference. So it's not really a conference as much as it's a live event, but it'll be a great time. And so please go to Eventbrite and find tickets if you can make it. I'd love to meet you guys. So that's what I got cooking up so far. And if anything gets added, I'll be sure to let you know. But please keep an eye on the social media. I'm not going to eat up a whole bunch of time on these shows talking about this stuff because that's not why you're here. So, Chucky, are you ready for some news, brother?
Yeah, bring on the news.
Da news? You ready for some da news? All right.
I am.
I'm ready for some
brown chicken, brown cow.
Don is smiling and nodding somewhere. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the next leg of the journey. We're going to get to the news. Let's do it. Mr. Danger, are you ready?
Shoot it. Let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got. Keep talking. I'm going to reframe you a little bit here. Trying to make more of you on the screen and less of the
reframed.
You're being reframed, brother, as we speak.
Excellent.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
That should line you up a little bit better.
Oh.
So.
Sort of.
Yeah, you're going to still get my face popping up in there. More me, it's my show, Chucky. Deal with it.
I guess so, yeah.
More me now.
Stealing all the limelight.
I know. I got to steal the spotlight, brother. And Zoom is brought all of this attention I'm getting is brought to you by Zoom. Thank you. All right. We got some news articles to get through, folks. We're going to deal with some stories from around the world. God, I should have pulled up one more. I did that one. I got to refresh this quick. I just realized there was one story short for tonight. Oh, that's kind of creepy. We got to read that one. We're going to start out with that one. A lot of our stories come from that we cover throughout the course of the show. We cover a lot of amazing websites. I just implore you guys, please visit these websites. Please give them your love. They are doing an exceptional job. And your traffic equals revenue and helps keep the lights on. So please support them. I love these sites incredibly. I use them because they're the best sites I've ever found. So please use them yourself. Each one of these sites has so much more incredible information than I could ever touch on through the course of 1,000 shows. And so please visit them and stay up to date on the nerve center of the paranormal. And that's a lot of these sites, and there's many more sites that I've never found, but these are just the best ones. And I keep leaning on them because they're doing it as well as I've ever seen it done. So please support them. Give them your love. Our first news story tonight comes from an incredible site called unexplained-mysteries.com. This is an incredible site. It's from the Science and Technology Files, but a little creepy, Chucky. You ready? Here we go. Here it is. Biblical sea turns shade of red as locals warn of a bad omen. Ooh.
Oh, dear.
I know how that story goes. I saw that movie.
This flood runoff, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a bacterial bloom, too, but let's check it out and see what it says.
Oh, yeah, red tide's never good.
Yeah, absolutely. Locals and visitors alike were left aghast when the waters of the Sea of Galilee recently turned a disturbing shade of red. Yikes. When photographs and video clips of the blood red waters of the biblical sea began circulating online, it wasn't long before social media was awash with talk of doomsday omens and biblical prophecies. Some even liken the phenomena to the yeah, that's all, folks.
Got some Porky Pig going on there.
I know I was channeling Porky Pig. Just a whole bucket of stupid in every show, folks. You just never know. All of that is free of charge, by the way, too. You get it for the cost of nothing. All right, some even liken the phenomena to the biblical story of Moses and the 10 plagues of Egypt, which saw God turn the waters of the Nile blood red. In this particular case, however, the red water was not a sign of divine intervention. Instead, it was down to a bloom of freshwater algae that can sometimes turn red when it's exposed to high concentrations of sunlight. And despite some algae blooms being toxic, this one was not thought to be dangerous to humans. A similar phenomenon was also observed in 2021 in a pool of water next to the Dead Sea. There you go, just an algae bloom. Nothing to see here, folks. What do you think, Chucky? You're going to go for a dip?
No, thank you. I don't swim in the ocean, actually.
Yeah, probably safer. There's a lot of bigger things out there that'll eat you.
Yeah, I don't like to be on the menu very much.
No, me neither. But you're up in BC. You're already on the menu, for God's sakes. There's a lot of big things.
At least when I'm on land, I can be on equal footing.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. You can actually stand a chance where you can like touch and work yourself. But when you're in the water, you're not even on this side of a turtle. We're like bobbers in the water. That's about it. So, yeah, I don't know, but there you go, folks. Not a biblical omen, not a portent of evil or darkness. Just algae. Nothing to see here. It's fine. You maybe didn't know that before today, but now you do. You're welcome. First story.
Don't eat the oysters.
Don't. Is that code for something?
No, it's just literally don't eat the oysters.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't know where we were going with that, but I thought I'd just touch all the bases quick. All right, but there's more stories, and I'm going to read another one for you now. This one's coming from Space and Astronomy Files of unexplained-mysteries.com, and this is Scramble to divert NASA probe to visit alien interstellar visitor. You've heard about this, right, Chucky? This object.
Oh, is this the Atlas 1?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that...
There's been a lot of buzz about this on social media.
Right, because according to Avi Loeb of Harvard, the astronomy and physicist guy, he said that it's traveling in ways that aren't possible for a natural object. So
yeah, like hiding behind our sun so we purposely can't visually keep track of it very well.
Right.
And there was that photo of it being like a string of different color lights.
Oof. I didn't even know that. Wow, you're bringing more to the table. See, it's a good thing I have you on here, buddy. I didn't know about the photos, but yeah, I did hear it was going to like come into our area and then like stop or be on the other side of the sun for a long time. And
today there was actually some buzz about this, that one of the communication centers, I think in Brazil, picked up a Morse code like message coming from this.
Ooh.
And they put it through a AI deciphering bot and got a message saying that they're friends coming to help us and they know things are dire.
Ooh.
Wow. But hold tight, and they say hold tight friends twice.
Oh, really?
It's like, what is that supposed to mean?
What if they're not talking to us? What if they're talking to like dolphins or something like that, and they're pissed at us?
Right.
But we're like, oh, good, they're coming to help, and it's like, no, you guys are the problem. Oh no! Turns out these are the dolphin people of Alpha Centauri or something. We didn't know. We had no idea. We can't help it. They get caught in tuna nets. Come on.
They taste so good though.
Oh no! What if they're not coming to help us, but they're coming to deal with us? Ooh, that's a creepy thought.
Right.
Oof.
Getting called in by the leprechaun squad.
Yeah, exactly. It's the gnome ninjas from outer space. Who knows, man?
They stole our Lucky Charms.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Sailor.
Oh, the ghost box said sailor. No, it's a leprechaun, not a sailor. It's a leprechaun, lad. Well, there you go.
Unless he's trying to say that they're from under the ocean.
Yeah. What if that has a lot more meaning than we think? Oh no! Now it's getting creepy in here, Chucky. Well, there you go. I don't know what's going to happen now. It's supposed to apparently be coming into our neighborhood by November. Is that right? Is that what you're?
2027.
2027.
Yeah.
Oh God! If we really needed help, they sure taking their time.
Well, that's why they said hold tight.
Hold tight. This ain't gonna be quick. Wow. There you go. I didn't know it was going to be 2027. I thought they were cruising into our neighborhood.
Social media likes to hype a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, let's check out the article and see what it says. Scientists are hoping to see the NASA's Juno-Jupiter probe diverted to intercept the enigmatic object 33I Atlas or something. I don't know what that is. That 31 or 3I? I don't know.
3I.
It is. Okay. This mysterious cosmic interloper was first revealed on July 1st following its discovery by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS, a robotic astronomical survey which uses multiple telescopes to scan the night sky for small near-Earth objects. Measuring 12 miles across, the object is headed toward the inner solar system. We got company, Chucky.
We certainly do.
For measuring at 12 miles across, it's coming towards the inner solar system at 152,000 miles per hour. So it's cooking. That's moving. I mean, my God. Maybe not in terms of space.
It's way faster than a Oumuamua.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. While many scientists believe it's likely a comet, others, such as Harvard's Professor Avi Loeb, maintain it could in fact be under intelligent extraterrestrial control. Now in a renewed bid to investigate the object for signs of alien life before it passes through our solar system and disappears again into the deep space, Loeb and a few others have proposed the possibility of sending a spacecraft to intercept it and record as much data as possible. Due to its speed and distance away from us, launching a probe from the Earth won't be viable, as it wouldn't be able to reach Atlas 3I Atlas. Wouldn't be able to reach it in time. Instead, the idea has been proposed to divert NASA's Juno spacecraft, which is currently orbiting Jupiter. Jesus, what is wrong with my tongue tonight? Orbiting Jupiter to move to intercept the object when it passes near the gas giant next year. Juno is in orbit around Jupiter and was planned to end its mission in mid-September 2025, Loeb told the Mail Online. The instruments on Juno can be used to probe the nature of the Atlas object from a close distance, far better than any observatories on Earth. While the idea does have some support in the U.S. government, it remains unclear whether or not NASA will be willing to cut its Jupiter mission short, and whether it would even be possible for Juno to reach the Atlas object in time. Well, I mean, why not? Why not give it a shot? Maybe we can get close enough that, maybe not to the object, but maybe close enough that we could learn something, right?
Maybe get a close-up photo.
Ooh, could you imagine? What it actually looks like? Obviously,
see some windows on it.
I don't think that's a comet. Look, they're waving. Brent, washed your tongue and can't do a thing with it. Yeah, absolutely, Brandon. Truth or tinfoils in the house. Good to see you, man. My wife has been berating me on this thing for the last week. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy story, right, Chucky?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What is your take on it?
Well, Oumuamua was certainly interesting the way that it acted once it actually got into the solar system, and then it slingshot itself around the sun and then zoomed out of here.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if this thing does similar actions, or
so.
whether it is just like a really fast piece of space debris. Because like, who knows if it's just from like an exploding planet or star or something, from some other solar system that just got like catapulted into the
right
emptiness of space.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I mean, look, I think many of us in here, it's kind of like preaching to the choir. I think there's already things here that we're seeing and experiencing anyway, but this one's kind of interesting because it's so damn big. But I mean, if you think about the Phoenix Lights event, that object was supposed to be several miles wide too. Yeah, I mean that was huge, and it was apparently a big triangle craft or whatever. But so I
have a feeling that was more man-made tech though.
But not being that big, there's no way. Even with advanced technology, I can't see us putting up something that big because that would be like, I don't know how many aircraft carriers big, but I don't know how they could assemble something that enormous without raising at least a few eyebrows somewhere. But I don't know.
Maybe if it's not something we made, maybe it's something we borrowed.
It's like the intergalactic rental company drops off a mothership. Yeah, who knows?
Well, I mean, there is that story from like when they did the congressional hearings of that UFO that is too large to move. And they won't say where in the world it is, but a lot of people think it's South Korea.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, there's that one that's in the bottom of the ocean.
Temple.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That deep sea anomaly.
Yeah, it looks like the Millennium Falcon almost. It's just this big object, and it looks like it's got machined edges on it and stuff, not like naturally occurring strata or geological formation. So I don't know. It's interesting. But, there's...
Throat.
What does that say? It said throat. Throat. No, I'm just kidding. It's not me. Sorry. Like Darth Vader force choking me all of a sudden. Maybe that explains my tongue. Sorry. All right. Well, we got one more story to go through, Chucky. You ready for that?
Bring it on.
Bring it on, he says, because this one's probably gonna get a few people up into a stir. I'm just saying, because from nature and environment comes a little bit of a racier edge of some aquatic sea life. What am I talking about? Hell, I'm not even sure most of the time, but in this case, if you're a fan of SpongeBob, you might appreciate this. Here you go. From the nature and environment, bizarre starfish with large posterior prompts SpongeBob comparisons.
Oh my goodness.
The baby got back. That's all I'm saying. Look at that thing.
That thing is cheeky.
Look at that. I mean, geez, get a handful of that, huh? Woof. If somebody put a purple...
definitely on Only Fishes.
It should be. It should probably have a page. I mean, he's working that, or she. I'm not sure.
Or is it Plenty of Fish?
Plenty of fish. Yeah, maybe. It's Tide Hub or something. I don't know.
Tide Hub.
I'm just saying that's working it. He's obviously hitting the gym because he didn't miss back day. That's for sure. That looks like Patrick Starr, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Yep. All right, let's see what it says. The unusual starfish was recently spotted at the bottom of the ocean by a research vessel's underwater camera. Well, God bless him. I think my day is more complete seeing that image. When the footage captured by a recent Argentine-American scientific mission to the Mar del Plata Canyon began streaming online, One creature in particular stood out very clearly. It was a large starfish, but not just any starfish. This one had an unusual feature that looked uncannily like two large buttocks. The bizarre find immediately prompted comparisons with Patrick from the animated series SpongeBob SquarePants. It's even sparked its own meme as well as a spoof social media account entitled Starbutt. Situated at over 1,000 meters beneath the ocean in one of Argentina's most impressive undersea canyons, the starfish was picked up on camera using a remote-operated underwater vehicle. The fact that anyone can connect from home and see what we're seeing live is a unique opportunity, said expedition leader Danielle Loretta. Science is no longer something distant or inaccessible, but becomes part of everyday life. Way to romanticize it. It's funny. I look at that though. I mean, I keep thinking of like Bigfoot pictures of like, yeah, I could see the muscles on his back, and
I could see the thigh definition.
I could see the muscles rippling, and it looks like this. This looks like the Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. Get to the chopper.
In the middle, but she got much back.
Yeah. I will crush my enemies. See what I did there?
But
I will crush my enemies. There you go.
That's amazing.
I just made that up, folks. I don't know I don't know where it comes from. It's like magic sometimes. But there you go. That's I don't know. Patrick Starbutt. There you go. Hi, Krista. Aren't you so glad you showed up right now, Krista? You might have missed this, but now you got to see it. There you go. When I first saw this, Mrs. Bone said, "Look at that ass." Well, who can't? I mean, come on. You got to be
bottom.
Oh, it said bottom. It said bottom. Woo. The ghost box said bottom. Amen. I mean, that's.
Hey, it did say sailor before that too.
It did. Yeah, it did. Wow. And that said throat, and now bottom.
Interesting.
That's pretty bizarrely accurate. I'm really impressed. It said bottom.
Yeah.
Even from the other world, they can appreciate a good bottom. I'm just saying. Are you ever really dead? I'm just saying.
Not in that regard.
You got to be able to appreciate the finer things in life, and that star's working it. I'm just saying. God
If it says bikini next, I'll lose my cool.
Are you ready, Patrick? There you go. That was my SpongeBob. Did it sound like SpongeBob?
You betcha.
All right. There you go. All right. Never done the SpongeBob publicly, so that was a first. All right, there you go. You might never have seen that before, and you probably wish you hadn't, but now it's with you. You can't unsee that, folks. There you go. Down in Argentina underwater canyons, they're working it. So I don't know. Is it any wonder we love the news so much, Chucky?
Never missing squat day.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go, folks. This has been a presentation of the Paranormal Portal News. What were you going to say?
We do have another news article.
We do. What?
Yeah.
What is that? I wonder. Oh, could it be Hot from the Presses special report with our very own Chucky Danger?
Yeah, hot from the press is I have just launched my own podcast.
Woo! Tell us about it, brother.
Well, I have retired from the counter cult, and I have launched my own brand, and that is The Danger Zone with Chucky Danger. And I can drop a link to my Discord that I created for it, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
And everyone is welcome to join and give their input. Here we go. Back into the chat here.
Welcome to my world, Chucky.
There we go.
Did it go?
So So far, I've only done an introductory episode, but I will be recording episode 2 and 3 tomorrow. So
Very good. Congratulations, man. That's really awesome. And that's hot off the presses, folks. Chucky wanted to unveil that, and I was honored that he was able to come in
ink
tonight.
isn't even dry.
The ink is not even dry, but and neither is the entertainment. Oh, I'm stupid all day long. Aren't you guys glad I got a microphone? So the link is there if you want to join Chucky's Discord, and that'll give you information on where to find the shows and to tune in yourself. But definitely support the guy. Justin Goodearth, good to see you. Barbara Mora, Dog Digger over on the Rumbles. Good to have you guys here. Is Car Juice in here yet or not? HB Girl to You is in there, floating around too. Good to see you. Over on Rumble, got a few folks. Wonderful to have you guys over there. Jem Gunn says, that's awesome, Chucky Danger. Congratulations. I'll definitely be checking that out.
Awesome. I'll be happy to have anyone that wants to listen.
Yeah, well, you do. Are you on? I don't know if you can do it. Can you see participants in the YouTube or no?
I can see demographics of like age groups and.
No, I mean just the what I'm talking about is who's here in our chat room on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I can see that right now. Yeah.
Okay, can you read out who's here on YouTube?
Well, we got Sharon Sunshine, we got Bogart, Tedestrial, Annie Manuel, Bogart, Rachel Gets It Right, we got Vincent Sanchez. I'm getting tongue-tied too. Something in the air. Must be that full moon. Yeshua Reloaded. We got T-Bone. Brandy Copeland, Batman, John Stevenson, Cool Hand, Elaine Clifford. I see that you're here. Who else we got? Got John Temprin. Let's see. Are we missing anyone?
I see Dale Atkinson came in. He made it late, but he's here. Hooking Good Creations by Tina. Truth or Tinfoil.
Way up to the top.
Yeah. Yep. T-Bone. Yep.
Jed Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
Gemgwin.
Yep.
Last Light.
Excellent.
Good.
Full boat. I tell you what, it's a full boat here. There's a few of you here. Looks like 50, 60 are hanging out here, and that's fine. If you don't chat, that's not a recommend. It's not a requirement of the shows. But if you want to shout out, just say hello in the chat so we can see that you're here. But this wraps up the news, folks, and hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a very hilarious conversation tonight, and the ghost box is surprisingly on point, which is really cool.
Really, really interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but when it's right, and it's not just a law of averages, like it doesn't usually say a whole lot of anything, but usually it's just seems random. But for it to say bottom on that starfish thing, it was like, wow, that's very dialed in. So we're going to get back to the rest of the show. So let's get to it and head to the Discord question of the week. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
All good.
It is all good. It's as good as I know how to get it. I'm going to reframe this one too, actually, just because Zoom is just absolutely irritating the hell out of me tonight. But we'll try to get this all sorted, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I've never seen it act up like that before.
No, me either. And it's probably some stupid new feature they threw into their update. That's like, yeah, update this. Yeah, whatever. All right.
Up your bikini bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are going to get to the next segment, folks. This is one that's been going on for a long time here on the show, and it's been one of my favorite segments ever because it gives us an opportunity to ask you guys a question about the paranormal. Could be cryptozoological, could be ghost, UFOs, strange phenomena, whatever. We ask you a question just to see what you guys think, because we don't. Yeah, you get a whole bunch of what we think all the time on the shows, but it's a chance for you guys to weigh in. And again, you guys have come with some incredible ideas and brought some incredible thinking to the table. And I love this segment. So this is the Discord question of the week. Ta-da. That's not what I wanted, though. Here we go. Now, the beauty of this is not only are we doing the question of the week, but we are having the captain of the question of the week take care of it. So, Chucky, will you have the question of the week? Will you read it and go over the responses?
Absolutely. I can definitely do that.
Okay. Very good. So
for this week's question of the week, I asked the question, the Griffin is a mythological creature described as a mix between lion and eagle. Its imagery is everywhere, from churches to royal crests and even countries' flags. What do you think about the Griffin? Was this once a real creature? Could it be possible that this is even what people describe as the Thunderbird, as lions' roars can emit infrasound, which could be like a thunderclap?
Very cool. So I'll tell you what, you take care of this. I'm going to run get a beverage because that's one thing I forgot to get before the show. I'm almost dry. So you got this, brother? I'll be right back.
I got this.
Cool.
Coming in first, we have Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit. He said, great question. Could be the source of Thunderbirds, but I think it just may be they did exist. And wonder if they still do. An affirmative answer either way is flawed at best. A cup of garlic, anyone? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go like full positive on something like that because like it is a cryptid. You can't shoot in affirmatives. Play Nendo Gaming comes in next. Mr. Danger. Awesome question. I personally think that it must have been real, seeing it on many old coat of arms. Here in Europe, more than half of the countries have ties to imagery depicting griffins, dragons, and other cryptids. Even the crest of Amsterdam has two griffins. And if you see on screen here, we have two griffins holding up the shield and crown of Amsterdam. That's pretty interesting. Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit comes back in, says, Chucky, have you been getting inspiration from Hammerson Peters? And in fact, I had been getting inspiration from Hammerson Peters. There was some a story of some old Native American lore out of Quebec that revolved around the griffin. And so that kind of got me thinking about griffins in North America and people's descriptions of how they see a thunderbird. Because sometimes those vary quite a bit. And, you can get like the pterodactyl, different version of it. And others, you get a giant condor like eagle or what, but they often describe that long tail that comes off the back. And I thought, well, if a lion like creature tucked its arms in and just had its tail sticking out the back, it could be a griffin. But I mean, oftentimes they're so far away that you don't get a really good look at them.
That's fascinating.
Next up, we have Gasman. Says, great question, but you need to look no further than the island of misfit toys.
That's the group of creators that's aligned with Tex and Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Yeah.
Okay. Very very good. I'm sure they got some Griffin stories then.
Unless he's talking about the actual Island of Misfits toys from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer animation show that was way old. But wasn't
Did
there
they have a Griffin on
yeah,
there?
there was like a King Griffin that ran the Island of Misfits toys. So maybe he's
Oh, I don't remember that.
yeah, it was kind of like a claymation kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember the show. I
Yeah,
remember the Yeti was terrifying.
yeah. But they do make a visit to this Island of Misfit toys, and that's where they meet the king of the Island of Misfit toys, and it was actually a griffin.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. Soft disclosure. Chasing Mound Builders comes in next. He says, great symbol. It's solar archetypal in kingship and associates the higher knowledge or ascended awareness in the king. As a real creature, I don't have enough sources to pull from in reference to having experienced these creatures, but I'd love to read them. You will find the lion in alchemical manuscripts over and over again, and I can't help but think of the griffin in that symbolic way. Although, if this is a mental universe, and I'm convinced that it is, all things are possible.
Yeah.
The alchemical angle on that is rather interesting, like the blending of the symbol of the eagle and the symbol of the lion
Sure.
as like a alchemical process. Could be coded language.
Sure. Or some kind of homunculus of ideas, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a reference to the Philosopher's Stone in a kind of secret society way.
Yeah. Yeah, but good point. That's a very interesting angle. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, that's totally interesting. Last Light comes in and says, never really spent much time thinking about the Griffin. I've only ever thought of it as a subject in regal imagery. I couldn't imagine dodging that kitty litter, so I hope it wasn't real. As for the Thunderbird, I feel that may exist because I think I saw one as a kid.
Wow.
Story for another time.
Ooh.
Well, Last Light, I think you need to email the podcast, and we need to hear that story, please.
Which podcast are we talking?
Both.
Now we're competitors.
Nah, rising tide rises all ships, brother.
There you go. Absolutely. That's interesting, though. Yeah, very cool. I'd love to hear that story, though. That's fascinating.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Annie Manuel comes in, says 2 points. 2 points for Gryffindor.
I don't think that's where we're going.
The Griffin enters Western mythology from Central Asia, where it is said to guard gold.
Oh.
There's also fossils of dinosaurs there with beaks and claws.
Ooh.
Many paleontologists are of the growing opinion that dinosaurs in general had feathers. People finding those fossils while searching for gold would naturally ascribe such a fossil to being a chimera or a combo of different beasts. People use what they know. On that note, it's probably started out as a tiger gold eagle chimera.
Oh.
These are two large predators of the Asian steppes. Interesting.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, the dinosaur angle on that is also very probable.
Yes. Yes.
Because people often didn't understand what they were looking at when they were looking at bones. Because, like,
Sure.
you know, they'd find an elephant skull or a mastodon or
Cyclops.
woolly mammoth. And yeah, and they thought it was a cyclops.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting stuff. But, you know, it is also interesting that it is true that a lot of the later dinosaurs were considered to be feathered, you know?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
I mean, they're
fascinating.
discovering that more and more. They just found a intact dinosaur's tail from like a small
Oh, really?
velociraptor type, and
Sure.
it's got a fully feathered tail.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
Yeah, all encased up in amber so they can pull their Jurassic Park mojo and get us some dinosaurs.
It's time for a T-Rex. Let's go.
Number 2 on this point list. No, I don't think it's the source of the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird legend is North American, and the Griffin originates in Central Asia, it traveling west along the trade routes. Nor would North Americans after the Younger Dryas extinction be familiar with a lion's roar.
Mm-hmm.
The North American lions went extinct. The surviving cougars and lynx family do not emit infrasound, and those would be the wildcats they knew. This is not to say that thunderbirds do not use infrasound.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, great
Which
points.
is interesting. But again, there is that Native American tale that does come out of Quebec. So, does that come from the trade route, though? That is a point to consider, because that is right around where all the Vikings came through and landed. So, maybe the Vikings brought the Griffin imagery.
Yeah.
Up next, we have 3M Farm.
Yes, we
I
do.
think both were real, but not the same. Some angelic beings were described as having the face of a lion. I believe some of the fallen angels were of this griffin type and ruled people during the pre-flood time. But I think that the thunderbird was a real animal, just extinct now. I also agree with Annie Manuel on the dinos being birds. You look at an T-Rex skeleton and a chicken. Yep, them little arms were wings. And I think about it, if a T-Rex could fly, it's a dragon.
Wow.
That is kind of the going thought on why T-Rex's arms were so little, is that maybe it did have gigantic wings.
Could you imagine? Not only were they like just, meat machines, but that they could fly too. Oh my God.
Oh man, that'd be even more terrifying.
Wow. That's nightmare fuel.
Not only that, but like if it was like a bat, the way that their wings work, they could climb up trees and then jump off and glide down on you.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Good
That
Lord.
would be terrifying.
That's a
Have you ever seen a plucked emu?
No. No.
Yeah, a naked emu, their wings are so tiny.
Really?
When they got no feathers on them, yeah, they look like little T-Rex arms. But when they're feathered, they're quite fluffy and they really blend out with the rest of the body.
Right, but those are flightless. So is the going theory that the T-Rex wings would have been more, I don't know, less function and more form, or what?
I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It depends on how it was structured, but that could be a possibility, as it worked kind of like a ostrich or emu.
That's kind of cool thought, though, because I mean, obviously, like a bat, the wings are more cartilaginous, not so much skeletal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that wouldn't really
fossilize. Yeah, so we'd end up with these little nubs that maybe have some phalanges, but then it could have been these cartilaginous extensions. That would have been these huge wings. Wow. God, I never considered that. Oh.
I mean, a flying T-Rex would be terrifying.
I just can't think. I can't even let myself think of that, because that's a nightmare. Wow.
Jurassic Park would be completely different. They wouldn't have to worry about the electric fence, because T-Rex would just be flying
right over it. Yeah. Then you just need a big bug zapper. Put a black light in the middle of it and you're good to go.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. Up next, we have Sharon Sunshine. I haven't really thought about it. It might have been possible way, way back when.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I mean, that is also a possibility. Like maybe we can't find the fossil record of these critters, but maybe it's something that was observed, and that's why it's on so much imagery. We don't know until we find the bones.
True that. Wow.
Let's see here. We got some conversation here.
Yeah, I see that too.
Lenda comes in. What a great question. I really haven't looked into mythical beasts like the Griffin. I need to, though. Loving the answers. And I am too. I never really thought of it being like an alchemical symbol.
Yeah, that
That,
is really cool. Yeah.
that is such a profound thought. Karen Alberding comes in next. I haven't honestly thought about griffins. They remind me of lions, though, so I'm thinking yes, they were and are real.
Hmm.
That's pretty much the only input I can put here. I will have to read up on it and learn more about the origin and such. Great question.
Does it feel good reading that live?
It does. It really does.
Vindication.
Stroking my ego.
There you go.
Rachel comes in next saying, I think that the griffin is a symbolic creature of strength, a combination of the eagle, a predator of the air with powerful eyes, beak, and wings, and the lion being a powerful land predator with the strength to take down its prey. These images are powerful magic, used as a tattoo image or in other ways,
Oh.
which is actually really interesting because in recent news they found a mummy. I can't remember what part of the world it came from, but they did some blacklight imagery on the mummy itself,
Hmm.
and it displayed a bunch of tattoos that you can't normally see.
Oh, wow.
And one of the images is a bunch of tigers or lions attacking a bunch of stags. Like there's three or four of them eating like two stags.
Oh,
And
wow.
then another tattoo is actually a griffin that is biting an elk by the back of the neck and flying away with it.
Ooh, wow.
Super, super interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Because one
Kind
of
of,
them would have been an actual scene you would expect they could observe, but
yeah.
then the other one is just this alleged, trip of fantasy. That's a weird context,
Mm-hmm. And
right?
like she had a little rooster tattooed by her thumb too.
Really? Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's fascinating. No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's super recent. Like this was only within the last couple weeks, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow, fantastic.
John Temperin comes in next saying, don't know if real. Why not? There's a lot of so called mythical creatures that are said to be seen. Would be interesting to see, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that definitely would be interesting to see as long as you're not on the wrong end of that beak and claws.
As long as this isn't what you're seeing.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't look like this, then it's okay. Yeah. It's all about
Gambwin
perspective.
comes in next and says, I think that it was most likely symbolism, but it could have been a real. Nature has created stranger things, like the platypus.
Sure.
If nothing else, the spread of the griffin shows the impacts of cultures interacting and influencing each other. That
Mm,
is true.
yeah.
Now, there's something that I haven't really looked into, but like on some of the old world maps, there was the island of California.
Really?
And
Okay.
in the mythology around that, it was part of the Tartarian Empire. And the Tartarian flag has a griffin on it. And this was supposed to be ruled by Queen Khalifa, where California gets its name from.
Oh, okay.
And she was supposed to rule her nation with a host of griffins that she would use to attack her enemies.
Hmm. That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. But again, I need to dig into that myth. But it's a super interesting story to hear about.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that, so I'm like today old since I learned that, which is fascinating. The other thing I think about Chucky too, when we're thinking of these images and historical, iconic, mythological figures, is I wonder about the fact that I think that our ancestors were probably much more in tune with a multiversal type of reality than we are today. And maybe that could be because perhaps the frequency has shifted away from that awareness. Maybe it was much more relevant or much more relatable back in those days, or attainable to have this, extra awareness of things and perhaps even creatures that are a little out of phase with us. And
Yes.
maybe some of these imageries are things that were observed in almost a spirit world kind of thing. Like it could still be very real and very, very tangible in its own plane of existence. But maybe it's something that was seen or experienced, in those kind of endeavors, like more spiritual endeavors, and became symbols as such. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've actually been diving down this rabbit hole lately where in Hindu temples in particular, uh, their stone carving reliefs are very anatomically correct.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one temple in particular that has a stegosaurus on it,
Mm-hmm.
and another that shows a T-Rex like dinosaur fighting an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the size comparison. And there's another temple that in this bottom corner of a pillar, it shows what's called the hell pig. And this thing is like a mix between a bear and a wild boar. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's got big long canines, but it looks like a pig, and it's got this big long bristly back, but its head structure is built in such a way that it's very unique, and that is carved extremely accurately on the temple. Not just in one place, but in a couple.
Wow.
So yeah, very interesting.
Do you see Barbara?
And
Barbara put something in the question
oh,
of the
that's
week.
that's the tattoo of the Griffin and the elk.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's bizarre. Okay.
I mean, really cool art tattooed on it.
Jeez.
Ooh,
Four.
we got
Well,
another guest.
three of them. There was three. Yeah. It was a party up in here for a second there.
Yup.
All right. Well, very cool. Yeah, I'd love to know more about all this stuff. It's fascinating, and I really think the responses that you guys bring to the table are really incredible, and that's why I really adore this segment. And I also adore that I don't even have to touch it. Chucky takes care of it. So it's a win-win for me because you guys are bringing great ideas to the table, great observations that I never would have gotten to. So thank you all for your participation in this segment, and it was really cool tonight that you got to read it, Chucky.
It was really cool.
Yeah, like you can field it yourself. So yeah, we'll have to get you back on here every once in a while, and you can handle the reins for this kind of segments, because this is your brainchild, and in a lot of ways, and you've done an exceptional job with it. So thank you for that, brother.
Oh, of course. I love doing it, and it's a good way of getting thoughts out of my own head and seeing what everyone else thinks too.
It quiets the voices. There you
Not
go.
quite that bad.
There we go. Sorry, I guess that wasn't what you're saying, but I just kind of went there. No, I got you, because it quiets my voices. But yeah, thank you everybody for participating in the question of the week, and thank you for your input. You guys are amazing, and fascinating question, man. That's really thinking outside the box with some of this stuff, man. I don't think, not only couldn't I not have ever come up with these answers, but I could never have come up with this question either, man. So thank you for that.
Oh, well, sometimes the out of the box thinking is what we need in order to move things forward, because if you think about things the same way all the time, you're only ever going to get the same answers.
True, true. The Einstein definition of insanity, right?
Something like that.
That was his definition of insanity was performing the same steps but expecting different results.
Yep.
Yeah,
Insane in the membrane.
yeah, exactly. All right, very cool. This has been the Discord question of the week, folks. Let's get on with the show. Because it's time for the next segment, which is another fun one that I've really enjoyed doing. And this is where we take a look at things that are purporting to be portraying paranormal events of some kind. And we take a look at them, have a listen, have a little discussion about these. First and foremost, let me just run the little transition here.
What the hell is that?
Now, what I do want to say is I don't ever pretend that whatever I say either invalidates or validates what we're seeing. I just can't know. And I don't pretend to be the gatekeeper of what is actual good evidence and what isn't. All I can do is just evaluate it with my own ideas, my own logic, my own thinking, and put it out there and let you guys weigh in on it too. I like that we've been voting on these things as a chat as well, because, it's fine. I don't pretend that if I think something looks like fake and you guys think it's real, that's fantastic. We're just comparing ideas, we're comparing thoughts, and put some ideas out there. I just think it reinforces critical thinking in this field, and I think right now critical thinking is at an all-time low in the paranormal circles. Like, there's a lot of confirmation bias. There's a lot of blobby, squatchy, images that are supposed to represent evidence. And my thinking is, if something is going to be evidence, if you're putting it out there as evidence, it should look like evidence and it should stand up to scrutiny. And so we scrutinize these things. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying, right, Chucky? There's
a lot of red circles and it's right there. But you just got to look at it the right way.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to zoom into it 50 times magnification, where you can actually see pixels and try to prove to me that that's a chupacabra. It's like, what, in Minecraft maybe, but how do you make that look like a chupacabra in real? Minecraft, right. Everything's blocky.
See that red
pixels.
leaf? When you zoom in on the pixel, it looks like the red eye of a dog man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I wanted this segment to be educational mostly and interesting. Some of it I think is good evidence, and some of it I think is less than solid, and I'll tell you why. And ultimately, though, you be the judge. I could be absolutely wrong. I could be absolutely right, and vice versa. So just don't get offended if you hear something that you think is good evidence and I cover it and go, I think that's crap. Well, it doesn't mean I'm right. So don't get offended. Just think about things. Again, I really want to encourage that when you're looking at anything that's supposed to represent the paranormal, look at it through the eyes of a skeptic. And if it clears muster that way, I don't know, that's kind of a dated figure of speech, but if it stands up to your scrutiny and challenging it, then maybe it is good evidence. But if it doesn't, if you have to justify and explain what you're showing people, then it's probably not good evidence. Brent looks like a hardened, battle-experienced warrior in that picture. Do you know that picture's probably from like 2008? Honestly, that's how old that picture is. That was one that I used to actually use that picture on MySpace for my music group, Lost Cat Stanley. So that's funny. Yeah, I just used it because it was a picture that I had, and I thought, well, it's a microphone in the way. That's good. So I think that picture's from like 2008, though. That's how old it is. I think I've aged okay, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. Fine cup of wine.
Like a fine wine, not quite vinegar yet. So, who's the guest you have there? He looks really pissed. Well, Grandizer, that's another me. More me is better, I think. What do you think? You got Chucky competing with a picture of me. Sorry.
Yeah, Zoom is not being kind.
No, Zoom is being a dick, and I'm sorry about that, but I haven't figured out why it's doing that. It didn't even do that last night with Sheldon, so
no, it didn't.
Suddenly it's just doing it. It's just dumb. But I'll figure it out.
We might have to consult with Sheldon.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Chucky factors in effect. He's kind of here and he's kind of not. Chucky is a doll baby. Aw. You're getting Hey, I don't know what to say to that. That's all. That's very
Well,
endearing.
I'm blushing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Suck it in, buddy. You're in the sunshine right now. Oh, that was kind of, oh, that was actually clever. It was Sharon Sunshine that said it. I don't know where that crap comes from. I swear to God. It seems like I'm really clever, but honest to God, that stuff just channels out of me. So
The best jokes, especially puns, always just roll off the tip of your tongue without having to think of them.
every
You can
time,
never force a pun.
I've had people tell, "You're so good at puns. That's so amazing. How do you think of that?" And I'm like, I don't. It just happens. So I'm glad that you understand the dynamic of that, Chucky, because I just feel like I'm weird. Now I know.
Oh, no. Always commit to your joke.
I own them all. All right. Well, we're going to get to what the hell is that? We're going to go back into an article we started last night. And these are ghost pictures, and it's not usually the purview of this segment to discuss images, articles, as much as standalone images, and we do have some of that too to tie it up. But I wanted to go back to this because we've been going through a list of ghost photos from liveabout.com. And some of these are really fantastic, and others are at least compelling and interesting. And again, I can't say that for sure what we're seeing here are absolutely photos of ghosts appearing on film, but they might be. And so I think that's fascinating. And actually, I think it's really cool, personally. I've never had a ghost photobomb that I know of. But let's take a look at this and see what you guys think. So we were on number 5, the backseat ghost, and we talked about this. Again, this is coming from liveabout.com is the website, and it's the best ghost pictures ever taken. And there's 28 total. I'm thinking of the guy's name is Wagner, but I can't remember the last name. Stephen Wagner wrote this article and put this list together, and it's exceptional. He's just a really talented writer. I've read several of his articles through the years, and I've always been impressed. In fact, I did actually reach out to this guy to try to interview him, but I've never gotten a response. But at any rate, I love his work. He does an exceptional job, and he's very good at what he's doing here. So these are historical images. Some of them are very historic. Some of them are more recent, but still some great captures. And most of these are coming from a time when people used film. So you're not dealing with, digital sensors, which have a lot of quirks and anomalies all of their own, which suggests maybe it's less legitimate and perhaps more just a way the digital pixels are captured in the CMOS sensors. But this is all film. This is dark rooms and stuff. Now, there is darkroom for fakery, photo altering and stuff like that. It's as old as photography. But I think the images that we're going to check out here, they stand up to scrutiny. A lot of them have been checked out by Kodak back in the day and found not to be altered or tampered with. So let's check it out. The next one is The Ghost of the Boot Hill Cemetery. You ever heard of this one before, Chucky?
I have not. Let's dig into it.
This is from Tombstone, Arizona. Boot Hill Cemetery is the big famous cemetery there. Tombstone. Yep. Johnny Tyler, Madcap. There we go. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, Tombstone. You watch it? You ever seen it?
I think I've seen it like ages and ages ago.
Oh, it's a classic. You got to watch it again. It's just so well done. Val Kilmer is the greatest Doc Holiday ever. I said Doc Hollywood.
I'll be a hucklebearer.
Yeah. Which is the correct pronunciation, by the way. He didn't say I'll be your huckleberry.
Which means I will carry your coffin.
Right. A huckle was the handle on a coffin, and a bearer, of course, bears it. So he's basically saying, I'll bring you to your grave, to say I'll be your hucklebearer. And I think that was an actual blooper in the filming of the movie, but they just stuck with it.
I mean, I still like the blooper of calling it a huckleberry.
We have huckleberries up here. I just had a bunch. I got a bunch in the freezer. That
perfect.
Mrs. Portal went out and foraged with her friends, so got a bunch of huckleberries. They're really good.
I ate my body weight of huckleberries on July 1st.
You'll surprise your skin's not purple like in the Willy Wonka movie.
Well, they say that the King Harold Bluetooth got his name because he ate so many huckleberries and blueberries.
Really?
That his yeah, his teeth were all stained blue.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, Bluetooth. Wow, there you go. Which is the forebearer, the namesake of Bluetooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why they picked that for a wireless signal. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's anybody's guess. But let's check out this image. Terry Ike Clanton is an actor, recording artist, and cowboy poet. He's also a relative of the legendary Clanton gang who clashed with the Earps and Doc Holliday at the famous gunfight at the OK Corral. Clanton took this photo of his friend at Boot Hill Graveyard. The photo was black and white because he wanted the Old West looking pictures of himself dressed in Clanton's 1880 period clothes. Clanton took the film for development to the local thrifty drugstore, and when he got it back, was startled at what he saw. Among the gravestones just to the right of his friend is the image of what appears to be a thin man in a dark hat by height. The man appears to be either legless or kneeling or rising up out of the ground. And that's right here, back here. Let's take a look. Yeah, you really can't see it any bigger, but it's a little more contrast. This is a zoomed in clip from the image of this guy just appearing in the background.
Looks like that guy's about to get jumped.
Right. It's like, I know that's a Clinton. I hate those guys. Yeah. They put me in the dirt, bastards. Yeah, you never know.
We don't deal with Hatfields around here.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, he looks like he's coming out. Now, I will say that the type of hat actually looks more like a fedora, which is interesting. Because it certainly wouldn't be period, but maybe there were some hats back in the day that actually looked like that.
Maybe that's the Hat Man.
Maybe, but he's really got a pretty pale complexion. They're usually just shadowy beings. But, all right, time to vote. You in the chat, all you guys in the chat rooms. Number 1, you think this is a great ghost capture? Good capture. Number 0, you're not really buying it. What do you think? This is a good ghost photo. Number 1 in the chat. 0, not so much. You're not really on board here. What do you think? It's a chat poll. We're going to do chat polls for every one of these, so get your keyboard fingers ready. John Stevenson's halfway there. Jed Maxwell's all in. Pixie Ranger says, nope, not buying it. All right. BJ Lapierre, nope. Brandy Copeland, nope. Or Brandy said yes. Cool Hands, all in, 100%. Last Light's halfway there. John Temperin, what the hell is that? 08? I don't know what you voted, John. Benno from Oz is a little over halfway there. He's almost on board. Andy Minole says, nope, not buying it. Kitty Catterwack agrees. John, what did John say? I don't know what he said. What are you agreeing with? Elaine Clifford's halfway there. Grandizer, nope. Sharon Sunshine, yes. Yeshua, nope. And SoCal, yes. John Temperin, most of the way there. Most of the way there. What do we got? Barbara Moore over in Rumble, yep, she's on board. Justin Goodearth, yep. Kitty Catterwack's halfway there. Okay, gotcha. I'm an optimist. Good to be an optimist. That's good. Optimism is good. If we manifest our reality, optimism is the best approach. Absolutely. Well, there you go. That's the vote. I think it's a pretty good capture. Karen Alberding, she's halfway there.
Yeah, I do too. Because like, how often is it that like people say that when they see a ghost, they can't tell that it's not a real person?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then
like they don't always have to be super translucent. They can be
right.
A very solid looking person.
Yes, very true. Very true. Anyone else says
that guy just sat up from 6 feet under.
It's like coming up for a breath every century or so. Annie Minole says his hat and clothes fit when the photo was taken. Graveyard visitor peeking. Could be somebody that was just lurking in the graveyard there. Maybe he's digging up a grave. I'm going to get a souvenir.
Keep it down up there.
Can't even sleep. You never know.
Maybe he's a Clint Eastwood type. Get off my lawn.
Take your cosplay out of here, you losers. All right. Well, there you go. I think it's a real person, just happened to be in the background. Could be. Yeah, and we're not there, so we don't know. But, judging on face value, taking their narrative that's offered as gospel is all we can do. But certainly could just be somebody in the background. Here we go. Number 7, Ghost in the Burning Building. This one's kind of sad, actually. On November 19th, 1995, Wem Town Hall in Shropshire, England, burned to the ground, and many spectators gathered to watch the old building built in 1905 as it was consumed by flames. Tony O'Rahilly, a local resident, was one of those onlookers and took photos of the spectacle with a 200mm telephoto lens from across the street. One of those photos shows a small, partially transparent girl standing in the doorway. Neither O'Rahilly or other onlookers or firefighters recalled seeing the girl there. He submitted the photo to the Association for the Scientific Study of Anomalous Phenomena, which in turn presented it for analysis to Dr. Vernon Harrison, a photographic expert and former president of the Royal Photographic Society. Harrison carefully examined both the print and the original negative and concluded it was genuine. The negative is a straightforward piece of black and white work and shows no sign of having been tampered with, Harrison said. But who's the little girl? Wem, a quiet market town in northern Shropshire, had been ravaged by fire in 1677. Historical records note a fire destroyed many of the town's old timber houses. A young girl named Jane Churm, the legends say, accidentally set fire to a thatched roof with a candle. Many believe her ghost haunted the area and had been seen on multiple occasions. Here's an update. The photo may have been proved to be a hoax. An article in the Shropshire Star presents evidence that the image of the girl in this supposed ghost may have been lifted from an old postcard. Aww. So it may have been lifted from an old postcard. Not necessarily the building, but the image of the girl. I mean, she does look very tangible, so I don't know. But how would the photographic expert weigh in with such certainty? Chucky, what do you think?
This one does look really interesting. It almost looks as if what's that on the handrail right there? Like in the door opening.
Her head. This is her.
That's her head?
Yeah, this is her
head. Okay, because like right to the left of that, it almost looks like there's another body with another head.
Right over here?
Like in the dark of the door.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does.
Like look up a little bit, and you can see like maybe it's a line of two different spirits.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's interesting. I will say that, skeptics will work overtime and years trying to debunk something that doesn't fit their narrative. So it could very well still be a legitimate capture, and that was authenticated by photo experts.
I mean, the lighting on that photo is terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all backlit with the light and everything in front being just silhouettes. So it's interesting that even though that's the case, her face is very visible. I mean, that's her head floating there with a body under it, like a short dress or something. So I don't know. What do you guys think? 1, good capture. 0, you're not really on board. What do you think? I want to know what you guys think, because I'm kind of torn. I don't know what to make of the article proving it's a hoax versus the fact that the actual negative was investigated. So John Stevenson said, yep, good capture. Pixie, Rachel, all on board. Kitty Cattywack says she sees what you see. The two figures. SoCal says, nope. Sharon Sunshine's in. Yeshua is in. Kitty Cattywack's in. Okay, so a lot of you guys are on. Annie Manol's halfway. One skeptics never produce evidence. Yeah, true. Double exposure could be SoCal. I'm not doubting that's possible. BJ Lapierre's all in on it. Benno from Oz, nope, it's a double exposure. I've done it in the old dark room. Look at the edges. Okay, fantastic.
I think another question to ask would be, what are they originally trying to take a photo of in the first place?
Well, the burning building apparently was what he was trying to take a photo of. The
Well,
fact that
usually you do that from the outside of the building, but
yeah, he is, but the fire is inside of the building. He was across the street with
Oh.
a 200 millimeter telephoto lens.
Oh, okay. I thought that photo was coming from the inside of the building.
Oh no, God no! If somebody's stopping and taking pictures inside, they're some kind of special idiot. That would be all kinds of bad. Barbara Moore is all in on this one, so yeah, I think it could be. I don't know. It's not atypical that people catch ghost photos like this. The interesting thing was they didn't see it at the time, but apparently it only showed up in the negative. Now, I don't know if he developed it himself, then the negative that he produced might have been the one that he doctored. So that would look legitimate, I guess, but I don't know. It's hard to say,
Spirits
folks.
that were originally living in the building, and now that it's burning, they're trying to vacate and go somewhere else.
Yeah, but they did say the whole town burned down in the 1600s as well. So that was a much earlier fire. So maybe the fact that there was another fire brought back that energy. It was like, oh, I didn't do this one. It wasn't me, I promise. Because the little
Triggered some stone tape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you put up new wallpaper, you might trigger some stone tape. So imagine what having a fire cooking will do. So I'm not saying it's beyond possibility, but you're right. That almost does look like a whole nother figure there, like a brother sister right next to each other, kind of thing.
Yeah, it does. Because like the one in the back definitely looks like it's wearing a dress, and the one
Yes.
in front doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like a T-shirt almost, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Or a
or
short
maybe
sleeve.
like pajamas.
Right. Yeah, interesting thought. That is very interesting. Well, there you go. I think it's interesting and could very well be legit, but I don't know. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. The ghost of the SS Watertown. This one's pretty famous in paranormal circles. You've seen this one before, Chucky?
I have not seen this one. No.
Ooh, okay. Well, here's the story. James Courtney and Michael Meehan, crew members of the SS Watertown, were cleaning a cargo tank with the oil tanker as it sailed towards Panama Canal from New York City in December of 1924. Through a freak accident, the two men were overcome by gas fumes and killed. And as was the custom of the time, the sailors were buried at sea off the Mexican coast on December 4th. But this was not the last the crew members would see of their unfortunate shipmates. The next day, before dusk, the first mate reported seeing faces in the waves off the ship's port side. They remained in the water for 10 seconds and then faded. For several days, the phantom-like faces of the sailors were seen by other crew members in the following the ship. On arrival to New Orleans, the ship's captain, Keith Tracy, reported the strange events to his employers, the city's service company, who suggested he try to photograph the eerie faces. Well, Captain Tracy purchased a camera for the continuing voyages. When the faces again appeared in the water, Captain Tracy took 6 photos, then locked the camera and film in the ship's safe. When the film was processed by a commercial developer in New York, 5 of the exposures showed nothing but sea foam, but the 6th showed the ghostly faces of the doomed seamen. The negative was checked for fakery by the Burns Detective Agency. Oh, that's wild. That's at the time, Burns Detective Agency was the stuff, After the ship's crew had been changed, there were no more reports of sightings. This may have been proven to be a hoax. Blake Smith has written an in-depth analysis and investigation of the photo in 14 times. Well, I don't really care to hear that. I mean, this is not really what we're doing here. Let's check out the image. This has been around forever, but what do you guys think? I haven't read the debunking article. It could be legit. I just don't know how somebody so far after the fact can come in with all these facts and disprove what was allegedly already proven. Sometimes the debunkers are more problematic than the actual claim. But
Yeah.
the image creeps me out. I can't be objective. 0.5. Benno's halfway there. John Stevenson's halfway there. So is Sharon Sunshine.
Water seems to be a super big conduit for causing hauntings.
It's a spiritual conduit. It's very, very common that spiritual energy is associated with water and waterways, rivers, streams, bodies of water will retain spiritual energies, according to a lot of esoteric traditions, actually. So,
Yeah.
yep. Many people saw them before they took the picture. Yes, that's true, Elaine says. So she's all in. Yeshua is all in as well, as is Cool Hand. Legit, he says. I love this one to be true. Barbara says 1. Yeah. I think it's fascinating. It's kind of creepy that the guys followed the ship and were like looking at their seamates on the ship. That's
Well, it kind of reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, actually. You remember the old sailor that's holding the lantern in Davy Jones' ship?
Yeah.
And he actually is becoming part of the ship.
Of the ship, yeah.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
That is really creepy. I actually kind of loved that and hated it at the same time. It's like, oh, he's getting absorbed. It's like he's not even going to be his own thing anymore. He's just part of a ship.
Well, that's what those heads on the side of the boat look like.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Part of the sea, part of the ocean. Oh, hey, matey. I'm not a mermaid.
Like, you know how I don't know the actual ship terminology for it. They have those wooden dowels that are on the handrail of the ship that you wrap the rope around.
Okay.
For like the sails.
Yeah.
Just wrapping rope around their skulls because they're part of the ship now.
Part of the ship. They got rope over their mouth.
I'm all tied up.
They can't talk anymore. Shut them up. Wrap the ropes. Just saying, that's one way to shut them up. All right. Well, there you go. Interesting. That one's pretty cool. The Madonna of Bachelor's Grove. This one's pretty famous too. There's no debunking on the end of this one, so I like that. I don't want to see that everything's, it's been debunked. It's might have been debunked. Well, there's somebody that will argue with every bit of evidence you can ever prove or you can ever put forward. And it can be as legitimate as hell, but they will still do everything they can to debunk the hell out of it because, we're dealing with people's paradigms. So I'm not opposed to a healthy bit of skepticism, but not when it becomes fanatical. Then it's not good because then there's a confirmation bias. But that goes both ways. You want to confirm it to be a hoax, you're going to just make sure to confirm it to be a hoax no matter what. And that doesn't leave an opportunity for the truth. In either case, whether you're just bound and determined it's true or you're bound and determined it's a hoax, you have to be neutral on these things. But anyway, let's check out this one. Madonna of Bachelor's Grove. This photo was taken during an investigation of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery near Chicago by the Ghost Research Society on August the 10th, 1991. Several members of the GRS were at the cemetery, a small abandoned graveyard on the edge of the Rubio Woods Forest Preserve near Midlothian, Illinois. Reported to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the U.S., Bachelor's Grove has been the site of more than 100 reports of strange phenomena, including apparitions, unexplained sights and sounds, and even glowing balls of lights. Yeah, I've interviewed people that have seen glowing balls of lights in cemeteries. Fascinating. GRS member I'm sorry, go ahead, Chucky.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you.
I like it when you agree. I'm going to keep you around. I'm going to keep you around.
Confirmation bias.
I like affirmation bias. That's my thing. All
Sure.
right. GRS member Mary Huff was taking black and white pictures with a high-speed infrared camera in an area the group had experienced some anomalies with their ghost hunting equipment. The cemetery was empty except for the GRS members. When developed, this image emerged. What looks like a lonely-looking young woman dressed in white sitting on a tombstone. Parts of her body are partially transparent, and the dress style is very dated. Other ghosts reportedly seen in Bachelor's Grove included figures in monk's clothes and the spirit of a glowing yellow man. So, yeah, this one's a little bigger now in the blow-up. A little bit. And there, of course, is the figure sitting on this bench. I don't know.
Do they have any idea who that lady's supposed to be?
Well, I think... I believe...
If it's in the cemetery, usually they have a pretty good idea of like what grave it might have come from.
Right. I think I recall some speculation on this, that it was believed to be this woman whose grave was right nearby, and she was just I don't remember though. I can't remember any of the details, but I remember reading something about it. If anybody looks into it, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery ghost photo, let me know if there's a backstory on what this apparition may be. But I'm pretty sure that she was sitting right next to her grave, like she was just contemplating. I don't really see it, and maybe this isn't the best image. Maybe we can find a better one. No, I want Google, not this. I don't want Bing. All right, oh, where did my freaking mouse go? There we go. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery ghost photo. There we go. Let's take a look and see if we can find a better version, because we've noticed that on a few of these, that they're not publishing the best versions in this article. This one looks pretty good. Not a lot different, really, but it's supposed to be kind of bigger.
Yeah, you might be able to get bigger on it at least.
Yeah, if I can get bigger, that would be nice. Let's just click it and see what happens. That's not really bigger, but it is a little clearer. It's still really small though.
Yeah,
maybe I can do this.
Size.
Maybe I can do this. Hold on, it's probably going to screw up my browser, but I'll try this. Where do I zoom? Here we go. See if I can blow it up a bunch this way. There we go. Go to 200%. There, it's a little bigger now. I don't really see the translucent parts. This leg looks a little less bright, but it could just be virtue of perspective of someone sitting there.
Could be, yeah. I mean, again, some ghosts appear completely solid. And
yes.
You can't really tell the difference between a real person or not. So, like, we don't know the full context of when this picture was taken. Like, did she just disappear right away, or did she just sit there? Like, what was the deal?
Yeah, I don't know that they even realized she was there until they developed the film, was what I think.
Which would play into the story, right?
Yes, exactly, which is a real common theme.
Why are they taking a picture of a tree and a wall and a bench?
Right. No, that's true. That's where you start getting into the psychology of it. It's like, what made them take this picture? Were they so enamored with the tree and the bench? Or did she see the apparition and went, ooh, there it is?
Yeah.
One tombstone, the Madonna. This is one. Here it is. Familiar, pioneer, well-spoken. I'm just looking for any backstory. Judy Fells was taking photos of the grounds, snapped away without seeing or hearing anything. As is common, the anomaly was seen after developing the photos, looking to see something on top of the gravestone far into a shot of the entire yard. Magnifying it, the figure is unmistakable. The woman sitting on the gravestone relaxed, slightly leaned forward, as almost in a rocking motion, like if the woman was comforting herself in an act befitting of the legend. Who is the Madonna?
Okay, so that photo is a clip of a larger photo.
Yes, it looks like it's zoomed in. Stories of the White Lady date back to almost a decade before Feltz snapped the ghost photo, seemingly spawned from a 1979 experience with a monk-like figure seen near the main fence, said to be holding a baby. 3 years later, reports of the figure were clarified as a woman in a white dress. The mistaking of the figure only adds to its validity. To have disagreement over how the apparition looked means there was experience, not just a bunch of people wanting fame for making up encounters. Woman in white is seen all over the graveyard, sometimes alone, other times holding something many believe is a baby. Let's see. So there's a book, 1989 book, True Tales of the Unknown, by Sharon Jarvis, claiming the woman has been seen by police officers, men tasked with checking the area many times throughout the night, looking for vandals. They've seen the woman in white, told me about it, but were afraid to report, fear of ridicule or being thought crazy. They call the Madonna Mrs. Rogers. This, I guess, is part of the narrative that I heard before. The reason is awesome. Rarely do paranormal enthusiasts capture the minds of local historians, but the Madonna accomplished it, or maybe the Yellow Man, see below. Maybe because of the world-famous ghost photo or the history of the ghost itself. Either way, they dug into the history, looking for any graveyard resident who fit the description, then finding a woman named Luella Rogers. Rogers was revealed in the 1991 book More Haunted Houses by Dolores Riccio, who, with more details about the ghost. There's an urgency in her manner as she wanders about, searching through the tombstones for a lost treasure, followed by saying it's a mother buried in the cemetery away from her baby daughter. then revealing the small mysterious gravestone only marked with the words infant daughter. The daughter is believed to be the baby held by the Madonna. They found a problem. All right, well, this is going to go on and on and on and on. But interesting, though, and that's a better image to see what we're looking at here. What do you guys think? Is it an apparition? Yes, one in the chat. Nope. Oh, Annie Manul said one. She's in. Oh, you're going to bed? Good night, Annie. Thanks for coming in. Cow, I guess we're getting towards the end of the journey, aren't we?
No, we kind of burned through that so quickly.
I know. It goes quick, but it's good conversation. So we got
Absolutely.
Rachel says one. John Stevenson says one. Cool Hands halfway there. Bogart's all in. Elaine's all in. Sharon Sunshine, not so much. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a reason her left leg looks transparent. Number one from Barbara. Got it. Sharon Sunshine, no. Kitty Cattywack, yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for voting. I appreciate your feedback. And I guess from here, we're going to go to a video element. So let's do that. I'll leave this here and we'll come back to this article on later shows because, I mean, it's good. I like going over these ghost photos. I hope you guys like it. What do you think, Chucky? Is that interesting?
Oh, definitely it is interesting because, like, it's not a technology that we're really familiar with anymore.
Yeah.
So we don't exactly personally know the ins and outs of developing film or, again, a lot of these things are context, like why is this photo being taken in the first place?
Yes.
Is the subject in the photo the primary target or is it a byproduct of looking at something else?
Sure. Good points. Yep. All right.
We got ghosts on the radar again too. Oh,
we did, didn't we? They weren't loud enough to hiss though. If it makes the hissing noise, they're supposed to be very energetic, like a really strong energy. So if they're quiet, they're more subtle, but doesn't mean they're less present if they are indeed ghosts. All right, here we go. We're going to end the what the hell is that segment with this. This is a video of one of the most iconic experiences in Bigfoot history. And probably the one big great example that really launched the hysteria and interest in the Bigfoot field. There, of course, was the footprints, but what Jerry Cruz cast that kind of spawned the name Bigfoot because they said it's a really big foot. And so it became Bigfoot. But this is a character that you have to go into antiquity a bit to find him talking about his experience. I've interviewed the other person that was present in this experience, but I am speaking, of course, of Bob Gimlin when I say that, and this is a clip of his friend and partner, Roger Patterson, talking about the events that day. Matt Knapp posted this over on Bigfoot Crossroads Facebook page. Definitely check out what Matt's doing over there. Excellent stuff, but here we go. Roger Patterson in the Patterson-Gimlin experience.
Riding this little horse here, his name's Peanuts, and he shied and jumped backwards and reared up, and as he did, I tried to pull him down, and as I did so, I pulled too hard and we both fell to the ground. I was able to get up, and as I held the horse by the reins and come around him, I then looked over to my left and I seen this creature, and it was standing by the creek there about 120 feet away from us. And then it started moving away from us, walked up the bank and turned around, looked at us again, and I was able to get into my saddlebags and get my camera out and start shooting pictures. I yelled at Bob to cover me in case the creature did turn and attack us. At this point, when I was able to start getting pictures, she had walked up the bank and was going on across this sandbar. Well, I ran directly at kind of a 3/4 from towards her, actually, and run across the creek. I was able to come up on the other side, and I got some fairly good pictures. The creature was massive. I would say that it was 7 to 7.5 feet tall and probably 350 to 500 pounds. Bob Gimlin had seen this thing much better than I did because he was looking at it directly, and I was trying to look through the camera. However, I could see it plain enough, and it was quite a great moment for me. Was riding this little horse here.
Just a classic moment, and in Roger's own words, guys. And that's really cool, you know. And again, I don't know how you feel about the Patterson-Gimlin film, but I have no doubt that that's a very real and a very iconic moment in the history and the Bigfoot world. It really still stands up today as some of the most amazing evidence ever collected. And you gotta remember, these were, Bob Gimlin and Roger Patterson were two rodeo guys. They weren't really big strategists or anything. They were just down to earth people, and they went out because they were interested. There was a lot of sightings around the area of Bluff Creek, so they took the journey down from Yakima down and had this moment. So it still today stands up on this at the forefront of Bigfoot evidence. What do you think of this, Chucky?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's incredibly important to hear like straight from the people that filmed its mouth.
Yeah.
Rather than everyone else that sits here and observes it. Because it's important to get their perspective on what was actually happening during that.
Yeah.
And, if they were going to fake this, you need such a high level of attention to detail in order to pull off what they got. Because there's details in there that the average human would not think about, because you'd have to be a super genius. Like, if you notice when she walks and her arm swings by her hip, the hair on the side there is all chafed away and thin compared to the rest of her hair length on the rest of her body. And she's got a bit of a limp, and just like the musculature and everything. Because like anybody that made a costume back then, like you look at Planet of the Apes, it came out that year.
Mm-hmm.
The costumes are like ridiculous compared to Patty.
Yeah.
Like they're night and day difference. There's no comparison really.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bill Munns, who was one of the creature developers on the Planet of the Apes, said, look, we just couldn't have done this back then. He said it might have been able to be done, but that suit would have cost about $1 million. And he said nobody would have done that. And then remember, Roger and Bob were a couple of rodeo hands. I mean, they were not rich people. They were not wealthy. And then you get into body proportions, body mechanics, and more this stands up on its own in my regard. Now, I will say that, I want it to be real too. So I do have a horse in this race emotionally. But I do think, just by the merits of what you're seeing in the video, in the filming of that it truly is something amazing that was captured. 1 in a billion kind of shot, 1 in a million, something like that. They were just two simple guys out there looking. Of course, a lot of fiction has sprung up around this event of other bigger, more nefarious events that are going on, which is just, which is, to me, is a tragedy. Knowing Bob and to a degree, I can't say that I'm Bob's best friend or anything, but I've had a chance to sit and talk to him on several occasions, hung out with him for hours and hours, talked with him, interviewed him, and I've never met a more sincere, down-to-earth person in my life. I mean, just honestly, just such a genuine, amazing person. So I think this is definitely real. I think we're going to kind of just meld the cryptid corner with what the hell is that, because I got another video, and I'm going to put that up for you guys now. And it has to do with Bigfoot, so why not? Or wait, no, it doesn't. This one does. This one does, Chucky, because it's from you. Actually, it's from Boise Bigfoot. Posted this, and Chucky sent it to me, so God bless him. Here we go. It's from Instagram. Chucky Danger representing. I just got to shrink it down so it'll fit on the page, right? Here we go. Here's the image. I don't know. I'm not so on board with this one. And I'll tell you why. This is a very human length of arm.
It is.
Yeah. It's a very human length of arm. It says an alleged photo, this is from Boise Bigfoot, an alleged photo was popped up that supposedly shows a helicopter lifting what some folks think might be Bigfoot right out of the Grand Canyon. Can you believe it? This eye-catching pic, allegedly shared by a park ranger, has sparked tons of discussions and excitement among fans of cryptozoology and just about anyone who's curious. And while there are plenty of doubters out there, the mystery of it all definitely keeps us intrigued. Whether you're a firm believer or just skeptical, this photo highlights the amazing things nature has to offer and the legends that fuel our imaginations. Real or not, we'll let you decide. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, cool. And that's fair enough. I mean, we don't need for them to really weigh in. Just show us stuff and let us come to our own conclusions. But these body proportions are very human. I mean, it does look like a hairy figure in a net dangling below a copter. But for all we know, he's wearing a survival suit, and it was a search and rescue drill from the Grand Canyon. You know, I don't know.
I'm almost wondering if this is from a clip of like a movie that's yet to come out.
Oh, you know, that could be. It sure could be. I don't know. It's not without possibility, and I'm not going to say it couldn't be real. I'm just going to say I don't think this is real because there does seem to be a distinct difference in body proportion from Bigfoot,
Yes.
Sasquatch, skunk apes, Yeren,
Which is
Yowies.
why I pulled this one up, because it's such a good example of showing you that exact thing.
Right. Yeah, those are very, very human proportions. So I don't really think that this is the thing. If this was real, I would expect this arm to be, down somewhere along the calf line or better. That's just how much more long their arms are. It should be like the wrist would be visible if this was a real Bigfoot, in my understanding of the proportions. Now, I'm not an expert, but...
Well, I mean, I got a hand cast sitting on my mantle over here, and they got beef mittens of hands.
Beef mittens.
So,
they're working beef
like,
mittens. Yep.
those hands there look pretty, like, a large human, but they're not the catcher's mitt hand size.
Yeah. Were those from the Freeman? The Freeman stuff?
No, that was from Cliff Barrickman.
Oh,
it
Cliff's.
came from a riverbank by a campsite where supposedly the Sasquatch was peeking up over the bank, so it was on a lower bit of the creek draw, and it had leaned into the bank to peer its head over the top of the edge of the bank.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's actually got really good finger definition from in the cast.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great,
Super
great
cool.
thing. Yeah, Cliff has an amazing collection of those of prints. I mean, second only to Dr. Meldrum, and maybe on par with Dr. Meldrum, but that's absolutely fantastic. So, I don't know. I don't think this is real, personally. I don't mean to be again. I'm not trying to be the arbiter of truth. I will just share with you why I don't think those proportions are right. I don't understand what was the backstory of this. Of a park ranger took the photo, submitted the photo, but didn't give any explanation of what the photo was. That to me is also a little bit of a red flag. Like, well, what do you mean? You got a photo from a park ranger, but what was the story? That a Bigfoot was trapped in the canyon, fell, they rescued it. How did we get here? How did we get here? So, especially from somebody that was present and taking a photo. Unless it didn't involve the park rangers, maybe they didn't know, and it was something else. Now, I will also say, for the sake of argument, there is some people that suggest that there are two versions of what we understand to be Bigfoot, and there is a hairy version that has more human proportions, and then there's the more ape-like, gorilla-like proportions, like Patty and such. I don't know that that's true.
The round heads versus the cone heads.
Mashed quantities of beer? Oh, different cone heads. Yeah, no, exactly. Like there is possibly a biodiversity. Maybe these are, somehow closely related in the same hominoid branch. But
well, I mean, during human history, there was 7 other species of humanoid that lived on this earth at the same time as Homo sapien sapien.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Like that's what we have fossil record of.
Yeah.
And oral tales, like especially with the Homo florensis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they might
Indonesia.
still be kicking.
I think they are, because the reports out of Sumatra still come in of these, whether it's Ibu Gogo or Orang Pendek is another one that's rumored to be over in Indonesia. And these are more diminutive type of hominoids. So they call
And in
them
Hawaii, you got the Menehune.
Yeah, the Menehune, yeah. But, yeah, which are a little people, but they're not usually, I don't know if they're depicted or perceived as hairy or not, but they're definitely a little people, yeah.
I think they're very much similar to like a puckwudgie.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. When
Yeah.
I've talked to like Obake Hunter, who is from Hawaii, had him on the show several times way back when, and we talked about the Menehune and stuff, and there's lots of crazy legends of the Menehune. They were also ancient constructors and apparently worked for the king of Hawaii and built his palace at one point. And then they had an argument. I don't know, maybe. But they had a big argument and a big falling out, and then the Menehune went away and went into seclusion or something like that. But yeah, there's quite a big histories of these different humanoid type beings. I think we're not the only game in town. The Homo sapiens are not the only homos out there. That did not come out right at all.
Actually, when I was researching this area, I was doing an episode about lake monsters, and so I was researching the Ogopogo.
Oh, sure.
And in the native oral traditions, they have lots of tales about dwarves being in the Okanagan here.
Oh, wow.
And the dwarves were quite mischievous, and they would come in at nighttime on canoes, and they would steal the natives' fish out of their fishing nets that they would leave in the rivers.
Oh, little bastards.
Yeah, they were mischievous.
Well, you can't blame them. That's the low-hanging fruit for sure. Why fish for yourself if you can just go drag in some nets and clean it up? Now, that's interesting stuff. But you know what else is interesting, Chucky?
The fact that we're over time.
We're over time. We went over time. I'll tell you what, though, this has gone really smooth, and it's been an absolute pleasure having you here with me, brother.
Absolutely. It has been so much fun.
Have you enjoyed it? Good, good. So you wouldn't be opposed to coming back? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, you can count on me coming back.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd be good to have you here, and it's really kind of special. It's really special to have you read the question of the week, because you've been championing that for so long. But also a great dialogue, brother. It's been great discussing this stuff with you, and I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for us. But Chucky, where can people stay in touch with you if they don't already know?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at CHUCKY_DANGER. I can drop the link for my Discord quickly again. Let's see here. And you can find me on Spotify for sure. I'm having a little bit of trouble with some cross platforming right now. Because like it said, it was supposed to go to Apple Podcasts, but I haven't been able to get that to properly work yet. But I am on a learning curve, so
yeah.
But I'm definitely on Spotify.
So find him on Spotify, ladies and gentlemen. The Danger Zone podcast with Chucky Danger, and he's on the social media, Instagram. So get a hold of him there if you want to message him, or if you got a cool story for him you want him to share on his show. But you can do the same for the portal. I'm just saying. Anyway, love to have you back, brother. It's been a pleasure. I've really appreciated it. And I guess, you'll have to let me know when you can come back and we'll figure it out.
You betcha.
All right,
Absolutely.
folks. That is going to wrap it up for us here on the portal. So I hope you all remember that I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other and help each other out. Find the magic in every day and remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'm going to go investigating tomorrow, so watch for a live stream to pop up on my YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, get subscribed. If you want the full live stream experience from the investigation tomorrow, then I would ask that you become a channel member. I'm trying to trying to pay the bills here. So, but I'm going to give you some for free. So at least you'll be along with me. I love bringing you guys with me on those investigations. However, if you're able to become a channel member and you can hang out with me a little bit longer with Charles and I, and we'll be investigating the Ryan Hotel in Wallace, Idaho tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll get some great experiences. And you could be there in person. So what time? I don't know. That's going to be one that's going to kind of go. It's kind of going to go at the speed of things, I guess. It may be a little later, but maybe I'll do an earlier stream just to introduce you guys to the hotel, walk you around, show you the hotel experience. And then later on, if you're a member, you can join Charles and I when we're actually into the investigation. But I don't know. I guess I could do the general wide open stream earlier. As soon as I get there and get settled, walk you guys through it, show you where I am, what we're going to be doing. And then later on, when we actually start doing it, I'll do a member stream and you can join us. So, and if you're a member, you can watch it when you can, if you can't stay up and watch it on the, as it happens. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be, I would guesstimate, I'll probably do my first stream probably around the same time that I do these live shows, maybe 6 p.m. Pacific time, maybe 5, maybe 7, but keep watching. I'll make sure to announce it ahead of time so you guys know what's happening. Follow me on social media, Facebook. Follow me, mostly on Facebook. That's the easiest. But I'll probably make a notice on X as well, just so you know to watch for it. And then we'll go live, and I'd love to have you with me. So anyway, that's what I got. Hi, Owl. I don't get much notifications either, but I'm subscribed to hundreds of channels. Yeah. I don't know if notifications always work, but I will just do my best to let you know ahead of time. So please watch the notifications. So I'd love to bring you guys into that experience with me. So anyway, that's the plan. And otherwise, I'll be back on Wednesday night for another live stream. I hope you guys will join me then. Chucky, once again, brother, thank you. That was wonderful to have you here.
Absolutely. And best of luck tomorrow. And I hope you get something special captured when you're doing your investigation.
Yeah. Actually, we got some cool stuff tonight on the Ghost Box of all things. So
yeah, there was a lot of activity on the Ghost Box tonight.
Yeah, it was very active tonight. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, but that's it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Love you, mean it. Good night.